Yeah, good evening, guys. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, okay. I think what we discussed in last one.
Batch jobs.
Any ideas? Oh, sorry.
Batch jobs.
Okay, batch jobs are completed, and these three also completed. Now we are going to see the active MQ. So before starting that one, first we need to understand what is the need of the messaging queue. Then we can go for it. Can anyone know what is the need of MQs? Messaging queues. Anyone? At least.
I have used in one of my project
Yeah,
where
tell me.
where there are we want to send a
Yeah.
banking application. There are multiple account holder, and we have to route the message, day-to-day
Okay.
activity message, credit, debit, and everything. So there we used to write a message. You implement an MQ, active MQ can implement it.
What is the main aim of using MemQ? Is there any
Routing,
specific is there? Yeah.
uh, routing of messages in between producer and consumer.
Then we can able to then you can see let us say one component is creating data something maybe you can tell it on. So this component is generating some data and we need to put it something right. So maybe we can use one file component. It is in the form of CSV. Whatever the data is produced this one we can append this data to CSV file and maybe we can consume it. So there is no use of the MQ na. We can directly use the file connector here. Then what is the any specific reason to use the MQs now? This is the basic. There's several doubts are available. Let's first we can start with the some problem. Then you can understand how we can resolve that one. Let us say. So I'm going to design one particular system. So what is my system is, for example, this is my system X. Okay, the system X always let us assume this is my front end application. So this GUI application always picking the registration data. So registering the users. So there is a one form is that this application always intends to pick the results information. Whatever the registration forms there, the users are filled. This one, this entire data to be inserted inside of the DB. So that is my intention. Okay. So my database is available inside of some remote place, and this application is running inside of my client machine that's like web application. So now you can see this is one system. My GUI application is running inside of one server, and this information should be inserted inside of the remote server database. Okay, let us see when we seems to this problem very simple. There is no flaws as there. Performance wise, everything is good. But let us assume some problems are occurred. My database server is down. Okay. Now you can understand what is my problem here. My database server is in which state? Which state? Down state. That
Downstate.
means we can able to insert the data whatever the users registered. We can able to insert it.
Mm.
No, then
No.
in this situation, what happens immediately? We can get the an exception or we can get the an error, right?
Yes.
This is straightforward. But here you can see the system never designed like this one, because maybe we don't know my database server is temporarily down maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes. After that one it may be again up and running. But whenever we are designing any system like this ones, we can also take care of about this thing. My database server is down. Then what happened? My end users are always to be waiting stored. What I'm going to do is, so instead of you can see instead of this one you can see, even though my database is down, I don't want to stop my users registrations. Okay, so that is my requirement. Then how we can do this one? Let us say for example these are my sales information. Maybe you are ordering the different products. Okay, so all the product information must be inserted inside of the database server. So let us say Amazon Great India Sale is going on. All the users are they're ordering the item, they're placing the order. All the information will be inserted inside of the database system. Let's all of sudden your database got down. Then you can able to place your order. Is it possible to place your order?
No.
But this is the flaw, right? Generally, it is going to happen.
Yes.
Then all the users must be in the waiting state. Now, is it good for the system?
No.
Then how we can resolve these kind of problems?
You have to increase availability.
Maybe we don't know, right? Now you can see whenever whenever we have the problem like this one, what we are going to do generally. So we are not directly hit your front end application with your database server. So in between your database, your front end application, in between they are using one buffer space. Okay, just like that. So one buffer space, whatever the registrations are done, the first all that registration data first go to this buffer stage, record 1, record 2, record 2, something. So from this buffer space only we can able to move this entire data to the database. Okay, now you can see the same problem again comes here. Your database is got down. So is it necessarily to stop your users registration, or is it stop to placing the product order? Your database is down, but there is no direct connection between your front end application to the database connection. So your the first entire data will be go to the
Buffer
Buffer
stage.
stage.
So that means your even though your database is down, so we need to stop your registration process. We can
No.
able to continue it. Right now you can understand this is the way generally we need to create the system. We are never directly hit your database directly. Why? Because sometimes you maybe your system got crashed, then at the same time your front end application need to be stopped. But we know we don't want to stop your front end application and you want to keep continuing your registration process. So but the same time we need to consume, we need to collect your data. So how we can maintain the system consistency whenever we do this kind of application? First, whatever the data we are picking from front end application, first application, we can move this entire data to the one buffer space. From that buffer space only we can able to move to the your endpoint, that is your end system. So here whatever the terminology we are using, the buffer space, that we can call it as a
Messaging queue.
So now you can understand. So to maintain the data consistency between the source system and the system, we are using one temporary area. That temporary area, how we can do that one means by using the messaging queue. So now you can see my database server is in down state for the 1 hour. Then there is no problem. Whatever the data, whatever the information designed by this system, produced by this system, that entire data is available inside of your messaging queue. From this messaging queue, whenever your database is got up, then it is automatically pick that information from the messaging queue. Got it?
Yes.
So is there any system failure is occurred? Is there any point of system failure?
What if our message queue got down as
So the
well?
message queue is, you can see, just remember this message queue is maintained by the some third party system. So this is not part of your system. So this is a complete independent system. Just remember, guys. Okay, so this is a completely independent system. It is not related to your database. It is not related to your server. So this is independent system. Maybe you think that one, so your messaging queues got failed. So in that situation, we need to throw an error because it is a temporary error. This got failed means obviously we need to throw an error. Got it?
Yeah.
But generally that is not going to happen because this is the independent one. It is maintained by the some there are different systems, teams are there, they are maintaining the messaging queue. Okay, to maintain the data consistency they are using the messaging queues. Got it, guys?
Yes, sir.
So for example, this is the one scenario. Let us say there is second scenario is there. Now you can see the same example. There are two, one end system is there. What is my end system? This is my database. Okay, so there are different endpoint, different source systems are available. This is my X system, this is my Y system, this is my Z systems, but all these systems are executing concurrent jobs. What is meant by concurrent?
At a time.
So that means all these systems are creating the data at a time. Then, but all the systems must be inserted inside of the database. How we can do that one? So which one we need to push first? Which one we need to push the last? How we can maintain the order of order? How we can maintain it? So we need to create one kind of mechanism. For example, the first Z comes in, then first we can add the Z. Then Y comes in, then we can add 2. Whatever it is, this is your Q. Now you can see the first Z is comes in, then you can see, so the first Z is added, then Y is added, then X is added. Now you can see, even though you are executing jobs concurrently, they're creating the data, and all the data is structurizing into the one particular data structure, that is the Q. So this is your messaging queue. You can see in this example also we are maintaining the data consistency, right? So all my source systems are executing the same time, and they're producing the data at a time. So how we can able to send this entire data at one single endpoint? Means in between my endpoint and the source system, we are maintaining the one queue mechanism. So this queue mechanism always responsible to maintain the consistency. So whenever Z completed, this entire message will be available inside of the messaging queue. So from this point only, I'm reading my data. For example, I'm consuming the Z. Then there is no data for the Z. Then we can comes the Y. Then comes again this time Y comes here, the Z comes here, the X. You can see. So this is the way we can able to consuming the data which are coming from the your
endpoint.
no concurrent jobs.
System.
Okay, now you can understand here there is no message in queue. Is there any guarantee which one is executed first, which one got we need to consume it first? So it is very hard to maintain these kind of data consistency. We are maintaining we need to use
Messaging queues.
messaging queues. Okay, so this is the this is the complete new this is different technology, guys. So what is your duty is, there are different kind of messaging queue providers are there. So all these providers you need to perform operation, two basic operation we can able to perform by using messaging queue. So what is that operations? Is the first one is what is the one? Publish. Second one,
Consume.
consume. Anyone tell me what is a publish? You can see here what is the action I am performing? What is the action I am performing?
Sending out the data.
We are inserting the data inside of the queue. That is your publishing. So your source systems are creating the data. Whatever the data you are created, we need to push this data inside of the messaging queue. So that data we can call it as a
Publish.
data operation publishing. Publishing is nothing but the pushing data. So once your data is available inside of the messaging queue, from the other end, your end system needs to be read this data. So how we can read this data? Which operation we need to perform? Consume. That is the one. Okay. So there is already created MQ is there, messaging queue is there. From this messaging queue, at the same point, we are performing only two operations. The first one is publishing the data. Second one is consuming data. What is meant by publishing? So you need to push your data inside of your messaging queue. That operation we can call it as a publishing. Once your data is already available inside of the messaging queue, you need to perform read operation. That read operation we can call it as
Consume.
okay. Now you got it. These are the terminology when we talk about the messaging queue. Okay, it is not your duty to creating the messaging queue and configure. What is your duty is, either you need to publish the data or either you need to
Consume.
consuming data. So two operation. The second one is inside of the messaging queue, there are different kinds of data is available. So what kind of data it is available means here. So there is anyone can tell me? Topic and the queue. Okay.
Queue.
So here you can see, you can take any messaging queue. So different things. So there are two kinds of data it is available. So what first one is the queue. Queue is nothing but at the whatever the data inside of the queue. That means so at the single point of time, there is only one single consumer is there. What is the queue data? One single consumer is creating the data. One single consumer can read the data. That means whatever the data is available inside of the queue, it is not a messaging queue, it's a queue. Okay, the technical term we can call it as a queue. This queue data type always consumed by at a time.
Single consumer.
Only single person can able to read it. Okay, that means multiple means we need to create topic. This is your group chat. This is your person to person chat. Now got it?
Yes.
So inside of the group chat, what we need to create? So there are multiple persons available. Whatever the message you are publishing inside of the group, that message is reached by the different persons. That is the multiple consumers are there. That kind of data we can call it as a topic, or person to person data receiving and sending, that we can call it as a queue. Okay, so whenever when someone talk about the messaging queue means we need to talk all these things. Messaging queues, whether we can publish the data.
Consume.
So what kind of publishing, what kind of consuming? Either we can publish the queue, either we can consume in the queue. Either we can publish the data inside of a topic, either we can consuming the data from a
Topic.
topic. What is the
Topic.
need of users, need of messaging queue?
To maintain the
To
availability.
maintain the data
Concurrence.
Availability.
consistency.
Consistency.
So what is the maintain a consistency mean? There are concurrent jobs are running, all the concurrent jobs are creating the data. So we need to maintain proper order to read the data. To how we can read the data means we pressing some buffer area. That buffer area we can call it as a messaging queue. So this is messaging queue is a different end system, guys. So it is not your duty how they internally how they are maintaining the queues and everything. So what is your duty is what operation we are going to perform it, that is the one. Okay, so now you can understand what is the messaging queues.
Yes.
Okay, so just now we can go for it. One simple thing, 1 second. Yeah, now so there are different messaging queues available. I'm already installing one software to demonstrate it, that is the Apache MQ. Okay, this is the
It is same as
Active MQ.
ActiveMQ, right?
Yes, they can call it as Active MQ. Okay, so this is the software. We are going to download it and it's free one, guys. You can see community and second. We can able to download it. Yeah. Community. There is a download option is there. Yeah, download. Apache MQ. There is a direct option is there. One second, guys. To MQ download. So it is comes with the one zip file. From that zip file, we can able to use this. You can see, yeah, you can see Act2MQ Classic. So this is simple zip file. So we can download this zip file to demonstrate and everything. Okay, I already download it. I show you. You can see inside of this comes with a zip file. When we extract it, this is the way we can extract it. Apache Act2MQ. So here we no need to install any other software. We simply run the server, go to the bin. So there is a Act2MQ is there. We need to execute. Double click on it. Now, so whatever you are seeing this window means you now you are just started your Act2MQ server. Okay, so in the real time what happens is this MQ server is maintained by some other persons. They will give you whatever the URL they are using. Okay, I think 1 second. Is it not? Act2MQ. Yeah. Now where is my Act2MQ server? Now where is my Act2MQ server?
Local machine.
Inside of my machine. In the real time, they will share you wherever their MQ is running. Now you can see this is the address. Just go to there and you can see what is inside of that one. 8161, right? Now I think admin. Okay. Now this is my Act2MQ console. So here they are creating this one. Okay. Now what is your DT here? We need to create some queues and everything. I will show you. So here I'm creating one queue. You can see the already created queues are there. I'm deleting. Okay. So what is I'm creating one queue. IconQ test Q. Okay. Great. So now you can see now there is a one queue I am created. So what is the intention of the queue? The queue always, how many consumers are there?
Zero.
No. Generally, intention of the queue always have
Single consumer.
single consumer. Okay, that is the one. Now inside of my MQ server, I am creating one queue. What is this one? Test queue. Now, what is my requirement is by using the my mule application, whatever the data generated, that data should be inserted inside of this MQ. That is my requirement. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
now we are going to open. Now let us assume whatever you are seeing this window may be running inside of this some remote server. This is my MQ server. Okay, now it is your duty. So you need to create one application which can interact with the remotely created MQ. Let us see how we can create it. Okay, I think. Anyone completed that batch processing examples and everything? No.
I, I have completed another machine, but it is half done, not complete.
Oh, okay.
I'm going through your video again.
Okay. Because interview point of them, they're asking all the scenarios, guys. Okay, without practicing answering the questions is very, very hard. That's what that's
Yes.
why I'm always keep telling you practice it. Okay. Just I'm closing all the projects and try to
Close.
close project. I'm going to create an example. Show example. Okay. So as usual, first we can with the HTTP listener. Then plus button. Okay. Just wait. So I am giving my endpoint name as a test. It is very easy. Then here placing the logger. Now here you can see here which connector we need to use it. For example, I am search for the MQ. There is no message MQ connector is there. So technically this connector name we can call it as a JMS. JMS is nothing but the Java messaging services. Okay. So by using JMS connector, we can able to connect your MQ. Okay. So here you can see when we selecting the JMS, it is a list out the different operator. You can see different operation. From this operation, what is your duty first? So there is already created MQ is there. So you are creating some data. That data should be inserted inside of that MQ. That means here which operation I need to perform?
Consume.
No.
Publish.
Publish, right? You can see here we need to publish it. Okay. So what I am going to, whatever the payload I am sending, that entire payload I want to push to that messaging queue. Here you can see. So what are the settings for this one? You can see I'm clicking on OK. So you can see the same thing. What is the active MQ connection? You can see it is asking some required library. So you can simply click add recommended libraries. It is automatically added that one. Okay. It is very easy. We don't need to do anything. We need to add all the dependencies. And after this one, so here you can see the JMS, we don't need to touch anything here. Then you can see it is asking for your JMS username and password. What is my username and password I am giving? Admin. And password is also admin. Okay. Then what is the other thing? Is there any client ID is there? Nothing is there. Then you can see here there is a settings we need to create. What is this one?
Connection
Connection
factor.
factor.
Connection factory. So here we need to read. Just go to the edit inline. 1 second. No. This is the one. Yeah. So we need to factory configuration. We need to configure it. So go to edit inline. By default, it is pointing to the, what is the one here? Just read the word.
VMware.
So VM is nothing but the local. We will talk about this one, virtual messaging queue. But here I don't want to use any internal one. I want to use my external one. So what is my external? You can see it is already giving some data. You can see what is the one? TCP : localhost 61616. What is the all these things? This is one URL, right?
Yes.
So what is that URL? First, let me write it. That URL looks like, you can see. So what is the URL? TCP. 1 second. TCP.
Localhost 616.
1 second. We need to, localhost
616.
61616. What is this one? What is the local host? So we are going to use some external messaging queue. Where is that messaging queue is running? That is indication of this local host, and what port my service is running. Okay. So in the real time, maybe what happens here, they are giving the wherever your messaging queue service is running. So they will share their public URL to you. So you need to configure that URL here. Okay. Got it, guys?
Yes.
So in this example, where is my server is running? Where is my MQ is running? Inside of my local machine, right? That means we need to write this entire statement as it is. So without changing anything. Okay. That's it. We no need to do anything here. We can simply test connection. Let us see. We are giving the admin password, and we are provided the where is my MQ service running and everything, port number and everything. I'm go for the default ones. If we test connect, now you can see that means my MQ service running inside of this local host with this port number. Then click on OK. Now here you can see it is asking one thing. What is this one?
Destination.
So destination means where we need to push your data. What is the name of your queue name? What is the name of your queue? What is the name of your queue? What is my name of queue?
SQ.
Right? We
Apache
need to
queue.
give. No. My queue name is the test queue.
Test.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just created this, right? So we need to give that one. 1 second. Where it is. Here we need to give test queue. The next one you can see what is one destination type. Is it a queue or it is a topic?
Queue.
Then we need to select that one. Then you can see the correlation ID. We can give just like a auto. What is the meant by correlation ID? It is a unique identifier. Okay. That is the one. We no need to do anything here. Don't touch anything, guys. Okay. This is a very bigger one. So just go for these basic settings. Okay. Once your data is inserted, we need to give some response to the user. I'm simply giving some message like generally. To user authentication, I am giving messages. Just let us data inserted to MQ. Okay, this is the one. Okay, that's it. Just go and run the program. Okay, meanwhile, we can open our Postman also. Okay, what is my Postman? I think 8081. And what is my endpoint name? Test, right? Test. Here somebody. I'm processing some JSON data. Let us say my employee ID something. It is 102. The name.
It will be a post request or get.
It is the one, right? We are not giving anything, right? We are not giving any restriction. Okay. Okay, then this is the one. Then we can hit it. Now you can see this is the way I'm getting the 200 success. Then where is your data now? Now where is
Yes,
your data? Inside of the messaging queue, right? Then go and check it. So whether the data is available inside of this messaging queue or not, you can see previously there is 0 pending messages. Now what is the message I am getting?
1.
So there is a one message is available right now. Your data is posted inside of your messaging queue. Let's say I'm hitting one more time. This time I'm giving 103 and this is my Smith. Okay, I'm hitting one more time. Now go and check it. So let's refresh it. Now you can see how many messages are available.
2.
Right now you can see. So this data is available depending on your settings. As soon as you can see there are two settings, they can use it. So once you consuming a data, this data is automatically deleted. Otherwise it is moved to the some backup location. It is maintained by the up to 1 week or something. So they configured generally like that one. So now where is your data? Inside of the messaging queue is there. See, it is not at consumed. So that means your data is keep on adding to this messaging queue. Okay. Now what is your DT? You need to read the data from this messaging queue, right?
Yes.
Got it, guys? So what is your requirement? You need to read the data. That means definitely we need to create a one more flow. So you can see what I'm going to do. I'm creating one more endpoint and there I'm reading the data. Okay. So this is the one. I'm adding one more endpoint. Here I'm giving read. Okay. Then so I'm placing some logger. One second. Reading. Okay. Then here what operation we need to perform? JMS. From the JMS, which one we need to select it? Consume. Then we can provide consume. So for the consume also we need to use the same messaging queue, so they can go for the same configuration without changing it. Then it is it is asking then what is the name of the queue? Test queue. Then what is its one? Its consumer type is it is a queue or it is topic.
Queue.
Then we need to select the queue. Then acknowledgement mode is nothing but when we as soon as possible. So as soon as we read the data, it is automatically queue some notification to the messaging queue. That is acknowledged mode. We can simply give it as a immediate. That's it. So we no need to do anything. Just leave it everything as a default one. Okay. That's it. Then once you get the data, what I'm going to do is, otherwise you can see, I'm putting one transform message and
We
I'm
can insert the data to database, right? If required.
you can see once we get the data, it is available now, then we can perform whatever requirement over, right?
Yeah.
So you can see I'm getting the data, whatever the data is coming, I'm simply converting into the JSON and that's it. Let's save the program. Okay. Once you consuming the data, it's up to you. Depending on your requirement, maybe you can pre-process the data or you can move to your cloud environment or something. So you can perform any operation. Let's wait for it. Now, what is my endpoint name? What is my endpoint read, right? You can see my data is already available inside of my queue. You can see, even though I restart my application, there is no problem because my data is available inside of the messaging queue, right? Now you can see I'm hitting my postman with the one read operation. I'm going to perform it. Then you can send it. Let's see. You can see. So this is the data. You can see the first time I'm sending this information, right?
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
that means internally they're maintaining the order, right? Whatever the first data is coming, first to first come out, right? FIFO, we can call it as first to first out. Say same thing, so it is maintained. Now go and see inside of your consumer, this is empty. You can see this time how many messages are pending.
One.
Only one message. You can see how many messages are dequeued so far from this messaging queue.
One.
Right,
One and
that
two consumed.
right. This means there is one message we are pending and one message already consumed. That entire information is they can keep on track it. Okay.
Yes.
So for example, I'm hitting one more time. Let's go and see. You can see hitting one more time. We are getting the data. Go and see inside of the messaging queue. Is there any balance messages are there?
No.
No, right? That means everything is completed. Let me hit it one more time. Let's see what happens. It is throwing an error. Definitely it throws an error, I think. Right. Now you can see it is keep on waiting and you can see it is throwing an
20.
error. It is waiting for the 1 second and there is no data inside of that one and it is throws an error. Okay. So this is the way we can, whatever the concurrent programs are there, they will push all this data inside of this messaging queue. From this messaging queue, I'm consuming the data one by one, and whatever the requirement is there, I can perform here. Got it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is your publishing the data and consuming the data. You can take any messaging queue provider. This is the basic terminology of publishing the data and consuming it. That is the one, guys. Okay, you can take any messaging queue providers. The set of operations is the same. Okay.
Yes.
So now what is we are going to create it? Now we are going to create the queue. Okay. So let us say, but the queue somewhat different. That is the one. We need to create a topic here.
Topic.
So you can see the all test topic is there. I am deleting this one. There is a sample topic also there. We are going to delete it. Here I am creating it. We can give test topic and create it. You can see this is the one. Just open here. Okay, this is the console of your messaging queue. Don't get. Okay, so this something, everything is available, right? So now what is my duty? I want to push some data inside of this topic and I want to consume it. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Right now. So here we need to change it right here. You can say same existing application I'm changing. So this is the publishing. So here we need to change what we need to change. The destination I want to change it. What is my destination?
It
Test
will be
Topic.
topic,
Yes.
and it instead of queue we need to select the topic and everything is same. No need to change anything here and save it. Let's first we run it. Okay.
only publish.
First we will see the publish, then we can see the consuming it. It is already deployed, then go here. What is the one? I think here we need to queue test. Endpoint name is the, oh, sorry. The test, and I'm hitting it. So data is inserted, then go to here, your messaging queue. Now you can see how many messages are unqueued,
One.
right? Let us hit it one more time. 106. Let us refresh it. Now you can see there are two messages available inside of the topic. Now what is your requirement? You need to consume it. Let us say, for example, there is already consume is there. So is it possible to read the data from that one? We are going to see it here. What will we need to provide it? Test topic, and here we need to use it as a topic consumer. And here you can see it's up to you which one we need to select it, durable, shared and local. And generally we can select the durable, and that's it. And here we no need to do anything. Subscription, it is not a mandatory one. Let's save the program. Let's run it. This the name is the read. Okay, now where is it? So here we need to use the read, then hit it. Now you can see it is cannot create a durable without specifying unique ID client. Okay, this is the one. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Just leave to empty one. Still, there are no. Okay, what is the timeout error? For the topic, it is very headache to configure the settings because multiple consumers are there now. We need to maintain it. Sorry, where is this one? Oh, again we can fail.
Timeout errors.
This time also we're getting the same thing. The topic is somewhat different actually. We need to configure something. One second. One second. There is no active subscribers actually topics and mm, this is the every time I'm getting same problem I'm facing. Let's wait for it. But the topic we are facing some issues here. Actually, I don't know. But the procedure is the same. Just remember, maybe we are missing some settings inside of my JMS. Let's hit it this time. No, it is not coming. Okay, what is the setting? So generally, this is the way we will see this one later, guys, because the topic, I don't know what are the settings. I measured everything seems to be same. No consumers. One second, maybe we can search it on the net. Topic in Alpha. Same thing. Okay. Is all the queues only they are selecting and where it is acknowledgement. No, guys. Okay, I think we need to reconfigure this JMS server. Maybe we can see that one later, guys. Okay. Just but the procedure is the same. Just we need to select the topic name there, and it is automatically it is going to read it. So nothing we need to do it. Maybe the JMS queue side we need to do something. So generally, these are the only thing we need to do it. Okay. So this is my topic and a queue. Okay. The next one is here. You can see. I already told you what is meant by acknowledgement. Maybe it is someone is asking what is acknowledgement. So here we can see previously we are giving the acknowledgement as automatic, right? So whenever you are done something, so we need to give some notification to the my messaging queue. So how we can give manually means by using this component, we can able to give this acknowledgement manually. Okay, so this is the one. Then the consume we already seen, publishing we already seen. You can see. So on new our message is nothing but you can see where it is placing, on new message.
Source.
Source one means that means whenever the new message is available inside of the messaging queue, automatically I want to trigger some mechanism. Just like on your file updated or on your record inserted, the same thing. On your new messages means whenever we are inserted new data inside of the messaging queue, automatically. So whatever the flow you are designing here, it is automatically triggering. So to design that one, we need to use this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the remaining everything is same and messaging queue. So most probably we need to use the publish and consume. So generally we go for the queue only. The test maybe we are missing some settings. I can sort it out the tomorrow. Don't worry. So where we are mentioned the settings here. So some settings we are missing. Okay. So this is the basic settings we are using. Okay. So you can take any messaging providers. These are the operations we can able to follow it. That is the one. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's it, guys. So tomorrow I will show you. So you can see everything we are creating the external messaging queue, right? So inside of the mule flow also maybe some asynchronous flow is there, just like batch processing, something is there, na? So is inside of the flow, is there any asynchronous flow is there? Then how we can maintain the consistency means, so inside of Mule application, we can able to create one temporary messaging queue. That temporary messaging queue, we can call it as a VM, virtual messaging queue. Okay, that I will cover tomorrow. Okay, and tomorrow, most probably, I covered this one, right? Object store also. Okay. So because in sometimes we no need to use the messaging queues, there is some flex drawbacks are there. There we can use the object store. Okay. Tomorrow I will show that object store as well. Okay. So for this topic, I will come back with the tomorrow. Okay, working example. Don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anything else you guys wanted?
No.
No. Then practice it, guys. That's it. Tomorrow we can cover the VM connectors and the object store. From the VM connector, there is a one interview question is there. That is the transient queue, persistence queue. Maybe you hear that word. What is the transient queue and what is the persistent queue? And I will show you tomorrow. And what is the difference between messaging queue and object store also we can see it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. Is there any